request our alumni to give some suggestions for improvement of curriculum and syllabus that will meet industrial needs at the end of the session. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm privileged to welcome the man behind the successful institution, Dr. V. Baluswamy, our principal, sir, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
I think he's on mute.
Sir, unmute pannunga, sir. Hello, sir. Sir, unmute pannunga, sir.
Fine. I think ipa kekudhu nenikiren.
Yeah, sir, it's hearing.
Yes.
Fine,
now we are able to hear.
Yeah, it is audible.
Thank you so much. It's once again I welcome all the alumni to meet the current students and the faculty through this webinar. Just let me share a few points. I was just thinking of sharing a few points with the alumni. See, alumni we always consider as a very important stakeholder in running of the institution. This is true not only for Kongu but any other institution. In fact, when I was in PhD Tech for nearly 3 decades, I took special interest in organization of various events for the Alumni Association. And then I was holding a position like Secretary of PhD Tech Alumni Association twice and Joint Secretary of PhD Tech Alumni Association once. Especially MCA alumni, I know. They are spread across the globe and they are doing a good service in IT industry and in various other fields. My request will be one, be in contact with our current students. In fact, one of the programs that we are going to implement for this year is a batch of students will be connected with an alumni through a mentor-mentee scheme. Like one of you alumni will adopt the current students, 1 or 2 students as your mentee. Be in contact with them for about 5 minutes in a week's time, or spend about half an hour in a month's time. Say now, I know that most of you came from 3 or 4 districts. So now the same situation continues now also. So about 80% of the students, they hail from districts like Tirupur, Erode, Coimbatore, Salem, Namakkal, Rasipuram, such areas, and minimum of 50% of the students, they hail from rural agricultural background. So when they come and join the college, now most of them, they experience a kind of cultural shock, mixing with others, connecting themselves with the external world. So this way, this alumni, you can help them. Then you can help them to think in a slightly higher level, like say instead of just going for a ordinary job, you can advise them about the opportunities available elsewhere. This is one thing that I will request you all. Secondly, I think HOD was just mentioning about this curriculum. Be in contact with our faculty also. Like they will be sharing the curriculum syllabus about new technologies that you are involved. So what do you expect out of this present computer applications department? Be in contact with the faculty also. Then lastly, wherever possible, now see, we from college, from management, we are not interested, let me say that the alumni contact is not meant for any material benefit, but be in contact with the college. See, whenever you come home, make a visit to the college, say hi to the current students, tell them about what you are doing, how you have grown from this various hostels to the present positions. So that will act as a big boost in the career growth, academic growth of these students. And you have a structured program for today's webinar. I wish this program a great success. Be in contact with the alma mater, current students, and the faculty. Wish you all the best. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your wishes. We proud to introduce our guests now. Now, I would like to call upon Mr. Gaurav Kumar, second year student, to give the guest info. Gaurav?
Thank you, ma'am. Now we will welcome our guest for the session, Mr. Rajendran K. He has completed his post-graduation in MCA from Kongu Engineering College in the batch of 1996 to 1999. He has 20 years of experience in design and development of highly scalable enterprise software and solutions. He has served in Wipro as senior software engineer from 1999 to 2005. After that, he joined Conducive Technologies at Leap Software and worked from August 2005 to June 2008. At present, he is working with TERADATA as software architect. Welcome you, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
Our next guest for the session is Mr. Raju. He has done his post-graduation computer science degree from Bharatanyar University, India, with project management certificate from UW Seattle. He is a technical leader with 20 years of software engineering experience and track record of building, scaling, managing high-performance organizations remotely and locally. Deep experience in product testing and deliver results with cross-organization collaboration. He is currently a part of SOUQ integration team based at Seattle, lead initiative related to Amazon's acquisition of SOUQ.com. Prior to this, he led the QA organization for Amazon.in and worked at several initiatives that enhance the experience for customers on Amazon.in. His team has led the QA for launch of Amazon wholesale business in India. Prior to Amazon.in, he led the QA for Amazon.com's international expansion program. He was responsible for defining, building, testing, and driving the end-to-end testing strategy with cross-functional services. His specialty is working on pilot projects, B1 projects, and cross-functional complex enterprise applications in various functional domains such as e-commerce, banking, workflow, ERP, real-time collaboration application, software as service application, and launching e-commerce website internationally. We welcome you, sir. Our next guest for the session is Mr. SIVA Kumar S, Vice President at PARIBAS, Singapore. He has been a member of technical staff at SCL Technology for 1.5 years. After that, from December 2000 to August 2005, he has worked as senior analyst programmer in Deutsche Bank, Emilio. Then for 1 year, he joined Deutsche Bank Open Flex Solution as associate consultant. Then from September 2006 to October 2011, he joined Oracle as consultant. And since November 2011, he has been working at BNP Paribas as head of supply chain IT solutions and technical delivery. We welcome you, sir. Now I hand over the session to Hemlata ma'am.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now it's the time. We are looking forward for the presence of our guest. First, I'm glad to invite Mr. K. Rajendran to share his thoughts. Sir.
Thank you, Hemlata. And with that, I'm going to start my presentation for the day. And here we are. Okay. Can you all see my my slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can proceed.
Okay. Let me put in the presentation mode here. Okay. All right. Vanakkam. I'm Rajendran. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm humbled and honored to be part of this webinar. I would like to thank the Kongu institution, Kongu Engineering College Principal Dr. V. Balaswamy, the Department of Computer Applications HOD Dr. A. Tamilarasi, and the Alumni Coordinator Mrs. Hemlata, and all the people who worked to bring this together and present it for this for this webinar today. Here we are, and
Sir, a small request to all three of our guests, sir. At least once you just come in video. So that's why That's what our students will be able to view for all these three personalities.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Okay. After completing your presentation, just all of you just come once in a video.
Oh yeah, sure. I think you're able to see now, right? No,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, only
yeah,
presentation is only presentation is going
and when we are presenting, it's going to be in this mode, and after the presentation, we are going to go. Yes, we will. Yes. Okay. So here we are. How are we going to navigate and succeed in the challenging times that the whole planet Earth is facing now? So what we have ahead of us is like a real big problem that every country is scrambling to solve. And to learn, we got to learn from the past and what we have done successfully. That is a universal fact and truth. So if you all students were to take us as an example, then it's not an orange to orange comparison. That's a common term that we use when you're comparing something, because our situations back in 20 years ago was different, wherein the opportunities were all immense, and the number of qualifying graduates were very few, and there were so many technology areas, flooding all over, and people were all taking up, whatever opportunity we could get. And that is a proof with our batch friends who all are in a well-positioned career. And that was because we were all lucky to say that we were all absorbed into the industry so fast and so well. So here we are to help you all do the same, but in this challenging time. So with that, we'll go in detail more about how you could beat this hard times and succeed, and we're going to talk about it. Okay, the career focus areas. Teaching. Most people think that teaching is teaching a profession. No, never say that. Never think that. Without those, so much of sacrifice from those people teaching, you all are the great leaders and the great professionals coming out of. Every teacher is producing so many of those, great talents. And being successful in your career begins with teaching. Actually, you learn a lot by teaching. That's a proven example, even with two of our guests today, my friends SIVA Kumar and Nagaraj. They were also teaching alongside when they were learning, actually. So learning and teaching never stops. You got to keep that as part of your career. When you teach, you learn a lot. When you're questioned, your brain gets tickled to think and help those people. When you try to solve, people's or your students' problem, you are evolving a lot, and that is a proof that is shown and proven in this whole universe. So that is why I'm mentioning teaching as a first, a possibility that you could pick up. Even not only teaching. Teaching doesn't mean that you're a teach in an institution like our Kongu engineering college or universities or anything like that. Teaching can also exist in any organization, and where people are constantly getting trained and they also need to learn. And that could be part of your job, and that could be a beginning step for your career. Nothing wrong with it. Don't take it in a negative sense that teaching is not a profession. It is a profession. It is part of your life. It's part of your career. I do teach people. in my current position, I do teach people. Whoever is approaching me, that is called teaching. That's what I want you to learn about, right? And then moving on, technical career. Okay, there are few of the areas that you might want to focus on, like the first thing, data. That's called the oil of the century. And then, the next thing is automation, opportunities in automation, and then artificial intelligence, and then data science. These are some of the key areas that I identified that will have more opportunities, more career opportunities for all of you to pick and choose. And I would like to go a little further in detail about each of these topics in the next slide. So data, the oil of the century, how and why it is called oil of the century. Data comes from so many sources these days. You all know, like including, just take an example of your cell phone, right? I mean, the things that you do are even that most of the, companies like your service provider and your even phone service, the phone companies, they're all, tracking or collecting the data that you are, producing out of your phone. So that is just an example. So it's like that. There are so much data sources, and that all the data source is not structured or anything. It's unstructured. It's raw. You can't make any sense of it. Like it's a stream of data that has no value by itself. That's the raw data, and that's like crude oil, the ones that that gets out of the earth unrefined, unusable, right out, right? So when you refine the data, it transforms into a consumable information, and that transformed data is what is usable and where you can apply analytics and business intelligence on top of it to make the decision makers like the CEOs and CFOs, make decisions based on, their business model, like to help their business model, either, to analyze and decide if their organization is going in the right direction or not, and if they had to, course correct it, like if it's deviating from their goal, you identify with the early, indicators and key statistics. So those are all part of this analytics that you try to apply on the refined data. So there is that one big opportunity where you could, focus on and apply your knowledge that you gain through your current learning, and then find some opportunity in this area. This is a vast area that we are going to further talk about in the upcoming slides. The next area is opportunities in automation. Automation. The word you hear, automation, the first thing that you think of is, oh, the jobs are going to get automated and I'm going to lose to it. No, that's not what automation means. And that's what all the experts and researchers are trying to say and write up papers and white papers and even presentations about. There is in itself, automation in itself has a lot of opportunities. Like, so for example, the self-driven vehicles, right? By self-driven vehicles, I mean they are going to drive by itself. You don't have to drive at all. So that is being the current trend even in America. Most of the car companies are trying their best to come up with a solution to do self-driving vehicles, wherein you're going to help the environment, where you could reduce the carbon footprint by reducing the number of vehicles on the road, where you're going to have minimum cars, like few families in a particular community can share like only like 3 or 4 cars instead of each and every family having 2 cars or 3 cars, right? You could reduce that by sharing the vehicle, wherein people can pick at different times that they wanted car service. They can pick and choose the time, and then they just the cars go, drive people around and drop them off and then go back. You don't have to, now there are cities like including Nagaraj, my friend Nagaraj's office that's in downtown Seattle, wherein parking is a problem and they got to maintain a big, huge parking structure. So those things can be avoided, and you reduce all those resources by helping the environment, by reducing the the carbon footprint in the environment, and help the planet and help the next generation. So that is where the self-driven vehicle idea and opportunities could help for you all. Like, say, if you're driving, you think about it, and if you have interest in driving car, okay, how can I apply my knowledge to become an expert in self-driving vehicles? It's just a matter of time. This technology is going to arrive in India's shores, and all those car companies would want this, the talent on self-driving vehicles. There are the next topic I'm going to talk about a real life example of the Tesla, the car company, the electric car company. Moving on to the next topic, which is the robotic assembly lines, where Tesla has implemented their automation with robotic assemblies. I can give you the reference to the video that was on a National Geographic channel. It's about an hour long. Due to time constraints, I couldn't share any of those clippings, anything here. But I would like to share with you guys through your staffs, that particular video. That will be very, very impressive, and will be, more you would like to follow up on and learn about it, where robots are doing car assemblies. So Tesla is an example, where they are trying to do self-driving cars, and also they have implemented automation on their assembly lines. So the assembly lines using automation is another area that you could focus on, where we could be, where India could become another powerhouse of manufacturing, because given the situation, the trade situations that's happening around the world, like the China and the US, they're having some rough patch on their trade negotiations, wherein like India could fill in some of those opportunities by doing these factory automated assembly lines to manufacture different goods, not only cars, could be anything. And then the third part of the automation would be domestic drone services. You might have heard of or made joke of even the recent times that these the law enforcement in Tamil Nadu, they were using drone to wade away people who were like congregating and playing around in groups during this pandemic. So that's a fun thing that they did, but in a productive way, this can be used for many things for domestic services. Like, for example, the package delivery services. So that's a great opportunity for us. It could be even delivering food. And I know, immediately you would think, oh, that would put out work for so many people. So those people should get trained into operating these drones. They'll be doing the same job, but in a more using more advanced technology, where you could again help the earth breathe more clean air. That's another area that you could all focus on and learn. And moving on, the next area, it's a vast one, artificial intelligence, where the two main focus areas currently in the industry are the machine learning and the deep learning. Machine learning, which is nothing but it can automatically learn and improve from experience. and which is an application of artificial intelligence. And then a deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning that has networks capable of learning unsupervised from data that is unstructured. So that is what is a deep learning is about. My friend Kumar is going to talk a little more in depth about this topic. So I would defer it to him to talk more about it. And I'm going to move on to the next slide, which is another vast area, which is the data science, which comprises of many components, of which the left side of the Venn diagram here, which comprises of computer science, software development, machine learning, that's the piece you are all part of. Not only that, if you go to the right side, wherein you learn about math, statistics, and the traditional research, like the doctorates people are getting on, those knowledge and combined with maths and statistics would also help in machine learning, and eventually that is the data science that everybody is talking about. And of course, the bottom one, which is the domain and business knowledge. Not that everybody learning computers would know about about different businesses that people are doing or learning. So that's, you got to share. It's a collaboration of various industry people, including from the business world and also from the research world, and then from of course from mathematicians and statisticians, and then of course IT professionals like you all are. So it's a vast area where you could be fitting yourself in one of these key areas and succeed. And this is something that you would want to keep an eye on and learn about and go in deep. Learning, I mean learning. I think my friend Kumar is going to talk about that too, how we should be learning. And then moving on, there are some must-have skills that I would like to talk about. And on the top, which is the soft skills, which the companies want the most, beyond anything, beyond your technical knowledge or anything like that. Soft skills, being a people person, that is a key for success in your IT career. Anywhere you go, that is something each company is looking for. Of course, people can be technically sound and savvy and arrogant. We don't want arrogance in the technical world or in the IT world. People want confident people, technically confident, not arrogant. There are people who show arrogance. Those people are shown the exit door right away. I have done so. We don't need such people. They could be technically savvy and be, solving problems, but they would be causing other, friction within the team. That doesn't help. You should be a team player, not a team breaker. And, that is what most people need. And that is something every company treasures and cherishes. And that's how the companies succeed too. You always keep learning and you never stop learning, but it's not that these soft skills, unless you practice yourself and be, true to yourself and be likable, that is a very, very key thing. For that, the technical confidence comes from observing and reflecting. A real natural example would be our very sun and the moon. Very simple, right? The moon takes up light from the sun and it reflects in the night also in a cool way, right? Be cool. That is what I'm saying. Be cool and be a people personality and be likable. And that will get you places and take you to a lot of success, and that you wouldn't have imagined anywhere. So that is another key success that I see in myself and I have practiced throughout my life, that I would suggest that you do too. Okay, coming down to the next thing, which is the problem analysis and reasoning. Here, I would insist on the 6 W's. you always apply this, you will arrive at a solution that may not be optimal. And that's where the next step comes in, which is the 6 W's I would like to list out. Is what, why, who, when, where, and how a problem happened. And that's where the reasoning is. And in Tamil, we have a kural, Tirkural, right? எப்பொருள் யார் யார் வாய் கேட்பனும் அப்பொருள் மெய்ப்பொருள் காண்பது அறிவு. So everything you hear and listen, you got to do a deep analysis on to get to the bottom of it, get to the bottom of the problem, and then come up with the solution. Only then the solution will be usable and be lasting longer, right? So moving on to the next one, which is improvising your ideas and optimizing your solution. If you have analyzed the problem and you come up with a solution that need not be the first optimal one, it won't be for sure given, and that's proven by experience, that you always have an opportunity to optimize the solution. And also the solution that you produce should be dynamic, not a rigid solution that would work just for one use case. It cannot be a solution that doesn't help the companies, because they have each solution that they derive and come up with for a problem, that has to last longer and with less maintenance too. And it has to be an adaptive solution where it could handle multiple, multiple inputs in deriving and continuing to function even for a longer time than they have anticipated. Like our Mars rover, did they think that it would last this long? No, they built it to last for like a year. That was the minimum goal they had, but it's lasting more years now. I don't remember exactly the timing of it, but it lasted longer. That's all I'm sure I'm aware of. So similarly, we should have that in mind and be building optimal solutions that are dynamic and adaptive. And then finally, you would think, why did I put this tools and programming language at the very end? So far, we have heard from people saying, oh, you got to learn, this language, that language. No, it doesn't matter. The tools and languages would change constantly. You should adapt to those changes, because the tools can be, very popular this time, and the next year it's something else. So you should have a mindset of having to learn new tools and new programming languages as it comes out. So on that line, I would suggest that, let's say, like the tools, like for example, any development environment is fine, and any debugging tool is fine, any programming language is fine. And I would suggest one basic thing, a C-based language like C, C++, or Java is a base programming language that you want to learn for a structured language. And then, of course, our friends SIVA and Nagaraj would have some suggestion on languages as well, and particularly for AI-related languages, there are some specific languages that are key these days. And I think that's all I have to share with you guys now. I think we'll have Q&A at the very end of all the presentations. And I would like to wish you all a very good luck. And we are here, all of us, to help you guys succeed. And that's all I have. And with that, I am going to stop sharing my screen, and we could move on to the next presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your informative presentation. Next person to honor us with his presence is Mr. Nagarajan. So please share your views.
Yes, 1 minute. Are you guys able to see and hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right. So can you guys hear me one more time?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Raj. Thanks for that wonderful insights. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nagu. Thanks for the introduction. Just to quickly, touch on that. It's very exciting, and I'm very honored to meet you all through the online. Very happy and glad to see the students and staff's effort to get through this. And I know, like, we are all in the middle of the pandemic, this very unprecedented situation. And but I predict and I have a hope that we all will come together out of this. Not only just coming out, we will come out with a more responsible, grateful, kind, optimistic, resilient than ever before. That's my prediction and my hope. With that, I just wanted to share my thoughts. When I look back the journey 20 years back, thanks to our institute, which gave me an opportunity to get placed through campus. And from there, I started my journey, worked for industries like majors like Oracle, Microsoft, and then like Amazon. When I look back, I found something common and something that I did right, and sometimes I did something wrong and that did not work out. I just wanted to reflect on that, right? And especially at this given time when the future is like very uncertainty and there are a lot of anxiety among the future, I just thought, like, this is not a new situation. The humankind, and in fact, like, we all have consistently in a regular interval, we have been like going through this. If you look at it, when we all came out, like 99, we have passed out, and right after that around time 2000, we saw the .com bubble, and there are a lot of companies got shut down. In fact, like Amazon stock, which is like hovering $2,500 per today, it was like just less than $2 at the point in time, right? So it was an unprecedented time at the point in time. And right after that, 2001, we had seen this the terrorist attack in the US, which collapsed the entire IT industry, not only IT, entire other economy. And very recently, in 2008, we had gone through this recession, right? For the first time in the history, Microsoft, I was working with Microsoft at the point in time. In the first time in the history, they laid off 5,000 employees across the Microsoft, right? So that showed the impact of that recession. So we all had this unprecedented time very periodically, and it's not that like we need to panic, and it all takes about one step at a time. A journey starts, whether it is a journey to a Kirana store or the general store, to a journey to Mount Everest. It all starts with that one step at a time. And I just wanted to reflect on my thoughts, how we navigated through this situation and what helped. We did something right? Whether it is Rajendran or whether it is SIVA or whether it is me, we did something right. And I just wanted to reflect on that, so that this is something that I shared for you to take up, right? So these are the things I'm going to cover a little bit, right? We will see that over my presentation. Let's all start with cricket. I'm sure, like, we are all a big fan of cricket. We all played cricket. We all love watching cricket and stuff like that. And message me if someone is haven't played cricket at all, whether it is women cricket or men cricket. We all played cricket, right? I just wanted to take this analogy of the cricket match with the current scenario, right? Assume that India versus Australia is playing, and Australia played first innings, and it's a test match, right? Like, we all know, we got used to 2020 matches and stuff like that, but the classic form of cricket still is a test match, right, where you prove your mettle. And in the test match, let's say Australia scored 600 runs in 2 days, and India started playing in the tail end of the second day, and let's say like it scored 50 runs and lost 3 wickets, right? And it happened. I'm not making it up. Like, there are so many such matches that past happened. India chased and India played second innings or something like that. So this is a scenario. 600 score on the scoreboard and 3 wickets lost, and you are the one of the players. Let's say you are walking in the third day, first day in the morning, you are walking into the ground. What is going to, what is that something that will go onto your mind? Of course, like you proved, you had a lot of net practices, you proved your skill and you got placed. But the unprecedented situation, 600 runs on the board, the pitch is like favoring the batsman bowler. That's why the top order 3 batsmen already got out, and it's your debut match. You are first time you are going to play that match. It is first career opening. You have like choice, right? You have choice to think that, yeah, my top order batsman collapsed and I can make it as an excuse. I will play, I will hit here and there, and if it right, when Srikanth mentioned Patta Bhagyam Padati Legium, Adisathe, that could be a strategy, and get out, and that is what starting of your career. Or you can tell yourself, no, I have my basics. I know how to play a pull shot. I know how to play a square drive. I know how to play a defensive game. And I'm going to take one session at a time. From now till lunch break, I'm not going to lose my wicket. And I will score at least 30 runs. If any bad ball comes, I will punish it. If any good ball comes, I will defend it. And I will not play too much defensive. If I play too much defensive, I will not play naturally, which means that I may get out. So let me take one ball at a time, one session at a time, right? And even I just mentioned that Virat Kohli's statement, right? No one can guarantee results, but just wanting to win every session and every ball that we play will eventually make us win. So that mindset is something I'm going to talk about. Mindset. Rajendran talked about the technologies and learn, continuous learning, right? I'm here to giving you a kind of basics towards that. And I'm not just talking about this mindset out of my own. Basically, Dr. Carol Dweck, she's like 74 years old. She's a veteran professor in one of the premium institutes in the world, Stanford University. She's a psychologist, and she did 25 years of research. And based on that research, she discovered that there are 2 basic mindsets that shapes our lives, which is known as fixed mindset and growth mindset. Friends, I'm here to explain this and how I, Raj, Siva, and all exercised this knowingly or unknowingly, these 2 mindsets that led us to reach where we are here, right? So I want you guys to understand what is this mindset, and if you have questions, like I'm happy to answer. This is basically a true 25 years research. You can Google it, you can find it out. And this is what I'm going to explain, right? These 2 basic mindsets. What is this fixed mindset and what is this growth mindset? Fixed mindset is thinking that our abilities, our traits, our characters are fixed. It is by birth. It cannot be changed. But on the other hand, the growth mindset is something about most of my abilities can be developed, but through the dedication and hard work. This is the true difference between the fixed mindset and growth mindset. Yeah, this is my ability. I came up with my, I came from a village. And by the way, like I'm the first generation graduate in my entire family. And neither my dad nor my mom or grandparents go to college. I'm the first to graduate. And I'm from the small town, right? And that could be your abilities. But if you say that is fixed, that's all fixed. I cannot do. Only IITians, only NEC guys, only Anna University Engineering College graduates only can make it. If you think that, that's a fixed mindset. On the other hand, growth mindset, okay, what is that? why I cannot develop that ability. For example, in my own instance, I attended in my final year MCA. The company started coming for campus hiring, and one of the dream company, HCL Cisco, came, and I could not clear the written test. And there was another company came, SRA Systems, right? And I cleared the written test, but I could not clear the interview. Then it was a kind of setback. It was a kind of failure. Then, like, I was really, by the way, in the HCL Cisco, SIVA got selected in the campus, right? Before me got selected. Then I was thinking, what's the difference? How SIVA got selected? Why not me? Both are like, having comparable percentage. By the way, like all three scored very good marks in our college, right? That is basic thing, right? But I was thinking, like, what is that? Then I was talking to SIVA. Hey, SIVA, how did you crack that Cisco? It was like super C specific thing, and I thought like I'm good in C, but like somehow I didn't clear that. How did you do that? Then he said, hey, you know what? Every day after I go to college, after I go back from college, I go to a local computer center where I teach programming languages. So students ask questions, that helps me to study, and then I explain. When I explain more, when I teach more, that's what like Raju was also telling, right? Like when you teach more, you learn more. And then I thought, hey, that's a good idea. I can develop that ability. Then I approached one of my seniors who was running a computer center in Perundurai, and I requested him, hey, can we introduce a course in C and C++ where I can teach? And I got like only one student. And I sincerely prepared the C programming and C++ programming in a depth manner, and I started teaching him. And subsequently, in the next interview, I cleared the written test. LQ Penny is limited. And in the interview also, they asked, hey, how do you delete a linked list in a separate linked list? Then, like, my teaching in that computer center helped me to crack that, and then like I got placed, right? That's just starting. From there, like, we grew. But I just wanted to say that the fixed mindset, I did not know at that time it was a fixed mindset and it was a growth mindset, right? What I learned, hey, I have a limitation, right? I come from a first generation of education family, and I have this thing. But can I develop it? Yes. And what is that I need to develop? I got to know. I learned from my own peer, SIVA, that I implemented it, and it worked. Now I can reflect that. That could be a growth mindset, right? So in a fixed mindset, failure means you are not smart, you are not talented. It's a kind of self-talk. We all have a self-talk within ourselves all the time, right? What you are feeding in your mind is what get executed. So that way, if a fixed mindset, if we approach our life in a fixed mindset manner, the failure could be anything, right? The failure means we are not smart, we are not talented. If at all I am talented, I would not need any effort. I will just get like that. Right? Rahman puts a note in on the fly. Probably not. Like if you listen to Rahman's interview, you learn that how much they crack, how much they work hard to get that particular tune, right? But in the growth mindset, in this world, effort what makes you smart and talented, right? If there is a failure happened, if you are approaching that failure in a growth mindset, you will think that, yes, I'm failed, yet I understand these abilities can be developed with effort, learning, and dedication. The key point is believing that these abilities can be developed, but if you stop there, nothing is going to change, but you need to carry forward that thought by your effort. In Tamil, தெய்வத்தால் ஆகாதெனினும் முயற்சி தன் மெய்வர்த்த கூடிதரும். Sorry if you don't understand that, but in a quick translation is that even if God cannot give this to you, your effort will not let you fail, right? So underlying effort is very, very important. But the growth mindset, what it tells you is that even the failure, I approach that failure as a thing. Yes, I failed. Now I failed. Now I'm failed. See, The fixed mindset people will focus on now part, but the growth mindset approach will say not yet. Yes, now I'm failed, but not yet. Now I'm going through this pandemic, not yet. Yet we will come out of that. That's a growth mindset. In the fixed mindset, failure means having a setback, getting a bad grade, losing a match, or getting fired. Right? It means that, like, you know, you are telling yourself that, you know, I'm not talented, it's not there. But in the other world, the growth mindset, it means your effort is not sufficient enough. That's all it says. If your effort is like not sufficient, you need to put more effort. That's all it is. In our days, and I don't know whether Raj remember as well remembered, we had this operations research paper, right? We had like about 80 members in our class. 23 members got failed in that paper because, like, you know, the question paper was set in an industrial standard. It was like, you know, booklet. We were all looking back, and, you know, in exam hall, we are all looking back like this. What is this booklet? We are expecting a question paper, but we received a booklet, right? But what it revealed is that it is not that, like, you know, we were not talented or we were like, you know, rejected, we were not smart. What it revealed is that we did not have the right amount of effort required. There are 7 people got cleared. Of course, Raj was one of them, right? And how their effort differentiated. So if you have a growth mindset, you will not see the failure or setback or rejection as a failure on yourself. Rather, you will see that, oh, my effort is like not sufficient enough. These are the different in a growth mindset world and fixed mindset world. Fixed mind, if you approach your life in a fixed mindset way, failure, you think that failure is the limit of my abilities. My potential is like predetermined. And if someone gives you feedback and if someone gives you criticism, you take it as personal. But on the other hand, in the growth mindset, failure is an opportunity to grow. Challenges help me to grow. My effort and attitude determine my abilities. It's not by birth. Right? Okay, Nagu, it's great to know that, you know, if I have a great mindset, growth mindset, can I bend the sky? If I apply growth mindset that believing anyone can be anything with a proper motivation or education, can they become Einstein or A.R. Rahman or Sachin? The answer is no, definitely not. But they believe that a person's true potential is unknown. If you approach your life with the growth mindset, if you know that the abilities can be developed, but it takes with years of passion, toil, and training, then your potential is unknown and it is unknowable. That is what it is. So I wanted to ask you and think about this. Which mindset are you? Fixed mindset or growth mindset? Whenever you have a setback, whenever you have a failure, whenever something not going on your way, ask this. Am I approaching in a fixed mindset form, or am I approaching this with the growth mindset form? One of the key things that keeps coming with Raj's presentation and even the growth and the growth mindset perspective, learning, continuous learning, right? And I encourage all of you to go and Google it. What is Amazon leadership principle? Amazon has a 13 leadership principles or 14 leadership principles. When we hire someone, whether it is an SDE 1 or college hire, or whether it's an industry experience engineer, we evaluate these leadership principles, a demonstration of the leadership principle in that interview. And one of the key leadership principles, key leadership principles is that be curious and learn. Leaders are never done learning and always seek to improve themselves. They are curious about new possibilities and act to explore them. Just to share one note, right? I was trying to brush up something. This recursion never easy for me, right from my college days through my professional life. Like the recursion means like always confusion, right? After 20 years, I used this lockdown scenario to understand why it is so hard. Let me learn that, right? After 20 years of experience, even though like I don't use this recursion program every now and then, but I wanted to learn. I'm not bragging, I'm not blowing my own trumpet. What I'm trying to say is that this is agenda, right? These three guys, of course, like a lot of our classmates are like doing really great, and our experience we are sharing. And I'm trying to highlight that if you stop learning, if you stop being curious, then growth mindset will not work, right? The growth mindset, you think that yes, I can develop my abilities, and if you stop there, and if you're not interested in learning something, if you're not curious in something, then the growth mindset will not work. It will stay as a good intention, good desire, right? To take it forward, you need to be curious and you need to learn. I don't want to be very cliche by saying, hey, Gandhi said this, but this is what even Jeff Bezos quoted. I hope like you all know who is Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is the world richest person, but he's my boss, right? He's the Amazon CEO. He quoted a few months back when he landed in India, when he went to pay respect to Gandhi's memorial place. He quoted this: live as if you are going to die tomorrow, learn as if you are to live forever. So growth mindset and being curious and learning is very important. And by the way, Raj clarified, like, there are so many other opportunities available. So try yourself, like, don't bang on your head. Yeah, I can develop my abilities, but I don't like it. Stop there, right? What do you like? And then, like, start developing that. I like data science, or I like C programming, or I like something else, but I don't have the abilities. Then, like, go and build the abilities. But be curious and learn. And another thing that I quickly, I don't know whether I already took a lot of time. I just wanted to quickly talk about this goals. Everybody, like, right from our dad to our professors to our teachers, to everybody said that we all need to go have this goal. But I just wanted to make sure that we all understand what this goal means, right? Before understanding goal, why we need to have the goal. For example, let's say you wanted to go from Perundurai to Chhattisgarh. If that is your goal, right? If you take any actions that takes away from achieving the goal, means like you are not going towards your goal at all. So whatever the goal you take, whatever it may be, make sure whether your actions day in, day out, your actions, whether that moves towards achieving the goal or whether it is taking you away from achieving the goal. So I just wanted to see that thought, right? Without goal, you cannot measure your productivity. For example, you all attending this event today, whether it is productive or non-productive, it depends on your goal, right? If you attended with a particular goal, hey, I wanted to understand what these guys did, then it means that it's a productive. Oh no, I'm forced to come to this meeting, then like it is, you don't have the goal at all. So first fix your goal, right? And how to fix your goal? There's a smart way to fix a goal: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. For example, hey, I wanted to get a job. Is it a smart goal? Probably not. It's a goal, but it's not specific. I wanted to get a software development engineer role in Microsoft. That's a specific. Is it measurable? So add the timeline. I wanted to get a job in Microsoft by my college period time itself. Whether it is achievable, you should like also evaluate that, like whether it is achievable or not, whether it is realistic or not, whether it is timely bound or not. So have a goal and make sure that it is a smart goal or not. You need to add a date. You need to be able to measure that goal. You need to be able to achieve that goal, right? So if you have goals, and even if you have a setback, approach that problem with the growth mindset, with the willingness to learn, you will be able to achieve that goal. When I look back, whether it is Raja, Siva, or me, we did that. But we did not know all these things. But when I reflect back, this is what we did. And I just wanted to quickly share the list of resources that I wanted to share with you, right? Unlike our days, there are so many opportunities available for learning. For example, coursera.org, edx.org. These two are excellent resource if you really love to learn certain things, and it is free. And you can learn side by side when you study your regular courses. And you should visit these blogs and understand the basics and play by your basics. I wanted to wind up my talk here with this quote, with a recent quote from Jeff Bezos. When something bad happens, we have three choices. Either you can let it define you, meaning, hey, something bad happened, pandemic happened, the corona pandemic happened, or I didn't get my good score. If you assume that it's a bad thing, you can let it define you. Oh, okay, I need to do like this, I need to do like that. I cannot go beyond that boundary. You can let it to define you, or let it even destroy you, right? If you don't play by the rules, it may destroy you. Or if the bad thing happens, you can let it strengthen you. And in order to get strengthened, I believe this growth mindset and willing to be curious and learn and having a smart goals will strengthen us. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your valuable and productive inputs. I consider it a great honor to invite Mr. Kumar to share his thoughts. Sir.
Okay, thank you, Haima. Thank you very much. Hope you all can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So give me some time. I will find out my slide. Okay, I can find out quickly. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Hope you can all see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks everyone for giving me the opportunity today to speak to you all guys. Good morning, friends, my dear students. Okay, so I really happy to see you all. Maybe I cannot see. So I really wanted to have a one-to-one, in-person meeting, but unfortunately due to the pandemic situation, so we are here in the webinar. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so before going on with my slide, okay, I really wish every one of you stay healthy, stay safe, fight together against the COVID-19. So I think we're already doing that. Please keep doing that. Don't worry about that. Okay. Okay. So first of all, a big thank to Mr. Raj, who gave a very kind of heavy speech. In fact, he's always be on very heavy content speaker. Okay, he's touched many things. Okay, so I hope that for you guys, it's little difficult. You just remember each and everything. No worries. He will share the slide with you all. So you can go back and sit back and relax and go through his slide one by one. I really believe that you need a 1 day for each slide. Okay, so I mean it. Because each and every slide, I know because I'm working, he's keep on discussing with him the day when we planned this webinar. Okay. So he's really worked hard to prepare all his slide. Okay, I know well. I'm in close touch with him. So I'm highlighting here. He's not like that now only. Okay. From the day one, I know he's a hard worker, very sincere, perfect to the core. Okay. He's still like that. Okay. So I learned very too many things from him. So this I'm still not able to match him. I don't know when I will match him, but I'm still learning. Okay. Thank you, Raj, for being with me all this time. Okay. So next, Nagaraj. Okay, he's another good friend of mine. He's also there for. He's traveling with me almost 25 years. Yes, 25 years. Okay, 2.5 decades. So he's a different. Okay, he's good learner. He's still learning. Okay, you believe me or not, he's still learning. Okay, just before the meeting, he's learning. Definitely, he'll be learning some book. Okay, he's like that. So thank you, Nagaraj, with me, and then I hope that we'll travel together through our entire life. Okay, so I really happy and then really proud to say that friends like you both. I mean, I have many friends, but I have to really thank you both being with me and then mentoring me and then giving all these, showing me that ups and down on me. So it's really helped to shaping me. I'm also learning. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay, we all talked so much about learning. Okay, so I want to first start with that learning. So Raj highlighted in his third slide about learning. What is the learning? Then he touched something about the deep learning in the technology side regarding when he quoted about the artificial intelligence. Then when it comes to Nagaraj, he also highlighted about learning, why the learning is important. So I believe that to start that learning, that's a key thing with both are highlighted. Okay, so I think it's better to start with that slide. Okay. Okay. Before moving, so I hope my voice is very clear to all of you. It's clear?
Yes. You can take it.
Okay, thank you, Emma. Okay. So before moving on the slide, I would like to thank my another friend. He's there almost 300 years. I don't know, Karthi, who's been traveling with me from my high school side. So he's the one approached me for this idea. So he coordinated with Emma and college. Really, he's also it's coordinated well, and then he's one of the key person for this making this. We are all here. Okay, during this critical situation. Still, he is one of the reason for connecting together. Okay, it's like connecting people. Nokia. Okay, thank you, Karthi, for your effort on this. Okay, so I believe I have only less time because it's almost all the time taken up by heavy content speaker, my friend Rajendran and Nagaraj. Okay, anyway, I'll try to sharpen my speech as much as possible. I hope, Hema, I can little bit extend still. Okay, you guys. Hope you're not tired. Okay. Okay. So silence is the approval. Okay. So let's come to the slide number 1: learning versus studying. So we have heard this learning and studying many times. Okay, from the childhood to the still. But do we ever think about that? What is the difference? Or both are same? Okay. So do you think both are same? I cannot say that because I can say both are closely related, but not. Okay. So learning means something you're learning, you're into it. You're learning a subject, you're into it, you're part of it. Okay. It's become almost like that part. So that means you're learning. But studying means you just learn you're enhancing or knowing knowledge, the skills about some subject, something. It's almost like memorizing things. Okay. So studying is not a learning, but learning you need a study. So which one you need? You need to really learn things. But sometimes you need to study. But of course, study is part of learning. So what you need, from my experience, from my friends' experience, you need to really learn things. So why you need to learn things? Because learning is, you all think that only learning is just studying books. No, my dear friends, no, definitely not. Learning things, learning your environment, learning your friends, people, teachers, your colleagues, the whole world. Not only that, animals, you learn everything around you. So that's the power of learning. So studying, it's not even close to the learning, okay? So you always learn people, learn books, learn your surroundings. Sometimes you may wondering why you need to learn yourself. That's the first thing you need to learn. Who am I? What is my capability? What I can do, why I cannot do? That's an important thing to know first. Then you can achieve anything. Okay. So I think enough, fair enough for about the learning studying. Maybe you can go and search. I hope that most of you will go after this speech. You will think, oh, what this guy is telling, studying, and is it really telling something wrong, or maybe it's really true? Definitely, some of you or most of you will go and Google it for sure today. Okay. So happy Googling. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. One step at a time. Okay, so this I need to give a little background. Okay, you are just thinking about. I was getting some pressure, kind of pressure. Okay, I should say that from Mr. Karthi. Give the title for your seminar. Okay. So I think we didn't think too much about what is the title. Okay, just talking and discussing about what could be the content, which is a make simpler to understand the students. So we were more focusing on that. Of course, we had a few internal meetings and discussion with myself, Raj and Nagu. But we never thought too much about the title. But when Karthi asked me, okay, give the title, it's the time I need to put in the invitation. Then it's a pressure builder. Okay. So whenever there's something, creative thinking or maybe some quick ideas, there are few of my friends. One of them is Mr. Nagaraj. I immediately approached Nagu. We need your help. Okay. So immediately I need some title, without doubt. Okay. He never disappointed me. He gave the 5 titles immediately within 5 minutes. I think it is less than 5 minutes. Okay, I selected one, the third one I remember in the order, one step at a time. It looks very simple. It's attractive. Okay, I just quickly confirmed or checked with Mr. Raj. He also liked it. Yes, Siva, go ahead. Then I gave immediately to them. So it's a title, one step at a time. It's a copyright to Mr. Nagaraj. Thank you, Nagaraj, for that. Okay, so then make it simple everything. What does that mean? Okay, so maybe there are many things from, almost 2 decades I came out of my education. So maybe, there are some experience I had during maybe Raju, Raj highlighted. So if I start explaining all those things, I think time is not enough. So maybe I will reserve that experience. I hope that we will connect like our principals are saying. Going forward, we'll connect more often to just motivate whatever we learn, we share. Definitely, I'll reserve that my experience to some other day, maybe next month, next year, or maybe next week, who knows. So I'll just keep that now, okay? To make it simple. So one step at a time means don't take too many things in your mind and confuse, and then you will definitely lose things. Okay? Then it will impact your health, mental health, physical health, right? So take one task, okay, which you feel that is the most priority, most important. Then work out, slice that one task also into multiple tasks. You may have heard about that, okay. Task breakup, okay. You have heard about agile management, okay. Sprint, task breakup, okay. So if you're not hear it, no worries, okay. You can go and search it. So take a simple task which you feel most important, priority one, slice it, then execute one by one in the order what you expect. Then go to the next one. While executing the first task, never think about the upcoming task. Okay, if you do that, that's it. You'll collapse the first task. So that's called one step at a time, according to my view. Okay, then make that step simple. Don't make things complicated. I think I can see that youngsters. Okay, you may ask, okay, why are these guys giving so much of lecture? Like, okay. So I'll tell you. I'll make myself very clear. You ask me, okay, did I achieve anything? Yes, according to me, I achieved something, but I cannot say I'm not a big achiever. Okay, I'm just surviving in the IT field. To be honest with you all, okay, almost 99% of the people are surviving. So, what is the achievement in your definition? Well, it varies based on everyone's dictionary. To me, if you ask me, okay, so I can share what is achievement. Achievement is not just something you become a CEO of some big companies, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, something. That is achievement. Maybe yes, some of you guys, maybe most of the world, that is achievement. But if you ask me, I'll not stick to that definition. Definitely. Achievement is something you achieve yourself. You feel that, okay, you're satisfied. You're getting the feel of satisfying yourself. Not only that, people close to your heart, maybe your family, your children, your close friend, also feeling happy or comfortable about that you're together makes this achievement. If you ask me, I'm not achieving. That's I make myself my definition clear, then I'm committing a guarantee I am an achiever means yes, I'm the achiever. So you take yourself, talk to yourself, just see that, okay, what kind of achievement you want to do, okay? So it may not be unique for everyone. It all depends on your ability or your mindset, your health or your approach. So, but whatever it is, your achievement or goal, right? Make it simple, guys. Don't make things. That's a simple mantra you have to follow, okay? Okay, let's move on. Okay, just don't too much focus on the picture, okay? I'm mainly the down second picture. So I'm not supporting any politics or something. I just take as a person, individual person. Anyway, the person in top, I don't think you need to introduce this person to any one of you. If not, I'm really a little bit sad, but I hope every one of you, not only in India, whole world knows about him. Okay. So here the see that what is why I put these two pictures. Plus second one also, of course, whole world knows. Even before COVID-19, yes, most of the world knows. But after COVID-19, his action, okay, there are many downside. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not a politician. That's not my agenda also here, okay? Sorry guys. So I'm just taking his person as an individual. He achieved something where other people could not achieve. So that way is good. So how he got this ability? So see both of the, I just chosen only two people because I was rushing for some other tasks. Sorry guys. So I just quickly picked up these two slides. I didn't have much time to prepare today, but of course my next meeting definitely I'll prepare better. But I'm satisfied with these two people, okay, which I follow. I read more about them. Not early riser. What does it mean, early riser? Okay. So you all know that, most of you know that early, waking up early, before sunset is a key to the success. But people may ask, what is the key? Okay, you can wake up anytime because you need a 9 hours sleep, 11 hours sleep. That's a good. Yes, correct. It's a, by definition, mathematical good. Yes. But who defined the rule? When this rule created? Is it 10 million years back? Was this rule exist? No, definitely no. But yes, there are some rules we have to follow. I agree with you. But individually, you see, there are people who success more. If you see that, they're all early riser. So my request, okay, I started following maybe, recent time only, but normally from my childhood, I used to wake up early. Okay? After 7, I will not, unless otherwise I'm sick. Early rising is one of the good habits. Okay, so I pause here. So you may think that, okay, Raj mentioned that she was going to talk about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, right? So why this guy is talking about this almost 10 minutes past? No, I will come to that. Okay, so, but this is the basic fundamental for it. Early riser is one of the key things to win everything in the world. Win means not that you're winning, achieving your career, winning everyone. So winning everyone's mind, like means winning your boss mind, your maybe your family's, relatives' mind, your friend's mind, your daughter and son mind. Yeah, everything is win. So everything you have to see, each and everything you're achieving is a win. Okay, not only that your career, your money. Of course, that is the main thing. So what you need? So early rising, waking up early, and do some good things. Do something. So why you are more productive in early morning? Okay, you go and check in the scientific. There's so many reasons scientifically. Okay. So I don't think I can explain everything. Also, I also not learned that much. Okay, I'm not the right person. Maybe you can Google it to find out that there are so many people as a good experience in why early rising is a key to the winning. So what you need next? Focus on your health. That's the key thing I like to emphasize here, my dear friends. Health is wealth. We all know. But are we really focusing on health? Sadly, no. We all read about health. We all listen to somebody else talking about health. But are we following? No. It's trying to show that, okay, I am following some health. But are we really true? Every day we are following we are focusing or giving it sufficient time to maintain our health? No. Including me, but I'm trying my best. So why you need a health? People may think that, oh, okay, so I can be unhealthy, but I can still achieve things. Guys, you cannot. Because people are thinking mind health and physical health are totally different, but that is totally wrong. Mind health and physical health, both are interrelated. So without ensuring both are in good shape, you cannot be focused on anything. Then, of course, you will lose things. Okay. But you may ask me, okay, I am healthy in mind and physical. Do you think that I can achieve everything? No, definitely not. That is not the objective. But you have a full courage to face any loss in your life. You can face any challenges in your life when you are in health in both mental and physical. You can face any challenges. You can defeat any of your defeat. Okay. So guys, my dear friends, my humble request is please focus on your health. Okay. Okay. Now when it comes to the AI. Okay. So I have only one slide. Okay, so I'm not going to talk like Raj mentioned. I'm going to mention what do you say? Okay, detail about the machine learning. No, I will not. I will reserve a separate session if for maybe next month or next year, whenever there's opportunity, to give a full explanation about what is artificial intelligence. So now I'm going to just a very high level so that you guys can go ahead and then Google it, learn yourself, consolidate your questions. Maybe definitely I'll spend maybe half an hour time session, maybe next month. I'm not sure. Depends on my time. I'll definitely give a detailed explanation about the AI subject. It's a lot to explain. Then I will definitely answer each and every one of your questions. Now I'm just highlight what is AI. Okay. So you have heard about the old is gold. Okay. So AI is not new technology, guys. I think most of you already aware. It's a half century back. 1955, this was coined. Okay. It's almost 45, 65 years, right? It's nothing new. But why suddenly buzz about these things? What happened suddenly? Okay, it's a good question. It's created. Okay, there is a need for it. Then that is the second point, I should say. It's created by the big companies. Why I say created? Because the big companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and so other so and so, they invest a lot of money in this area. So of course, what will happen? All news, magazines, medias will talk about this. And after that, what will happen? It will become ultimately the number one. That is how it's becoming. Everybody's talking about it. Okay, so you go and then Google it, you will know. Okay, so what is the reason of suddenly it's becoming a boom now? It's my understanding. I may be wrong, but it's my understanding about searching about the AI. Okay, so what is the AI? Just to be very brief on this. So how human, basically it's nothing but friends, it's a mimicking, copying human mind or human, okay? But it's definitely human mind, nobody can match, okay? Still there's a research happening for hundreds of years, still it's a mystery how our human brain works, okay? That shows that how great our God is, okay? Superpower, whatever it is. So what is AI? It's mimicking or copying the human intelligence. Okay. You may think that every human intelligence, yes, everybody's intelligence. It's ever about that how good they are applying the intelligence to their work. So then that images will be shown to the outside world. Okay. So how we know all the things? Take an example. Okay, when you're a child of 10 years, a child knows about everything? No. So the child can react to the people of adult, 35 years old? No, definitely. It's the same scenario. The 10-year-old child will react differently, and 35 years old adult will differently. What is the difference? The experience, learning of adult. The difference of what is the difference? There's a 25 years difference. It's year is a really matter? No, the number of experience the adult gained during these 25 years is make him a different guy from the child 10 years old. So what we are trying to do, what the old world is trying to do, so feed these experiences first to the machine. Machine means a computer, but it's not only limited to a computer. It can be anything. A small device also is a machine. You can make every device as a machine. Enabled device, just letting it, giving the feed of experience. So machine learning. So what is the machine learning? Is it machine is going to learn himself? No, definitely. That's not possible at all. But we as a human, giving a feed as initial feed, then giving that the way, intelligence, how the machine can learn itself. That's called algorithms. It's all about algorithms. Algorithms is something you just give statistic techniques, you feeding the data. Okay, so Raj touched about the data science, and then even Nagaraj also. So data science is the other thing. So it's all related. So AI is a very vast subject. You cannot finish it in one day. You can split many times. But machine learning is nothing but ensuring that the algorithms are feed the data and experience. Then based on the situation, how we are every day is a learning for us, right? So we are making almost mimicking like humans. So we are allowing the machine by feeding the algorithm to it to learn themselves, then react like a people. That's what people are trying out. But is it achieved fully? No. So when is going to be a full 100% in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? No, I don't think so. Maybe to me, it will take 2 years or 3 years or maybe more. But definitely I can assure you guys, in next 10 to 15 years, this area is going to rule the IT, or not only IT, the whole technology, information technology, world or any other world, okay, in banking or medical. So guys, don't panic. Go and once simply you learn what it is, then you start learning, then definitely you'll be in a good in this area. So you definitely don't panic anything. So when you enter into this site information technology area, I believe this will be in a matured almost 50%. You all can definitely succeed on this. So start learning on this. So deep learning, yes, it's more on the giving a more task and then integration and maybe a multi-layered neural networks. Okay, we say that AI is a top, machine learning is a subset, deep learning is a subset. Then if you go in further, neural network is another subset of it. So we cannot touch each and everything in detail at this session. So definitely I'll reserve some other 1 or 2 sessions to give that in detail to you guys. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so AI in action. Okay, so I'll give a close example. The COVID-19, you all know, right, background of the COVID-19, right, where it started. Okay? Even a child knows it. China, Wuhan, right? So they were really struggled for a couple of weeks. China, definitely yes. There's a lot of tests. They really struggled, but after a few weeks, they really came up and then trying to apply the technology. Then now you know the reason, right? So the Europe countries, America is the good, the number 1 country in the world, and India and Singapore as well. They're struggling. So the community spread. But if you go and check the China, how they are, very good. They control the community spread to almost to nil. How they apply this machine learning, other these artificial technology in their technology field, and then use it to the 100% what they know at the moment, then succeeded. It's a very good thing. So I to give that video, play a video of 5 minutes, but unfortunately I could not prepare it. Then I don't think if I have it also, I don't have a time to play it. Anyway, I've given the URL to you guys. Anyway, we will be sharing this slide with Hema and the team. So you can get the slide from them and then you can watch it as early later today. Okay, that's it from my side. So I like to say one thing last, because you guys have a lot of questions about, do I need to learn language? I mean, of course, Raj has touched this point. He gave that the hierarchy of what is the first priority. He never put that learning program as a first. Soft skill is the first one. The learning program was the last one in his pyramid. He also explained why it was the case. I hope you got the clarity. I'm not going to explain again. A little bit touch on this. My request is, guys, don't learn syntax. You may be wondering what is syntax. To me, language is syntax. All about syntax, okay? Let it be Java or Python or maybe C#, whatever it is. It is syntax. So just learning syntax is not going to help you guys, to be very honest with you all. So don't try to learn syntax. Why? Because anybody can learn syntax anytime. Not even computer science student. Any BCom or BBA can learn the syntax quickly within a 1 week time. But that is not the unit. That is not the key for any computer science student. What supposed to learn? You learn logical reasoning. Okay? Then data structures. Then design pattern. These are the keys. Never change. From last 25 years, we all were learning. Then now, no change in the logical reasoning. Still remains same. Data structure still remains same. You can still studying linked list, array list, everything. Then design patterns, still factory pattern or whatever you call it, okay, singleton, still there. So what I request you guys, please learn logical reasoning, data structures, and design pattern. Be good in it. So whether, don't focus on, okay, I know this 25 design patterns. I know this 10 data structures. No, never do that. You do take one data structure, one design pattern at a time. You understand the top to bottom, apply it in the real world, how it works, then you'll never forget. Okay, these are the key things when you attend any campus on campus interview or campus interview any time in your life, career life. It will definitely help you. These are the 3 things it will travel with you till the end of your IT career. Okay, I'm guaranteeing you guys. So I believe I made it myself very clear. So maybe I may be fast, or maybe I didn't prepare much, but my slide also very simple. But I just wanted to, I thought I shared whatever I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much, friends, for listening me for 20 minutes. So I'm really interested, waiting for your questions in the question answer. Thank you, Homa. Hema, thank you. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for your enlightening views. Once again, I thank all the three for their abundant input and their inspirational and motivational speech. Now, it's the time for our audience. Students, you are welcome to put forward your queries now. Students,
Yeah, hello, good morning, sir. This is Aditya. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Aditya.
Yes, sir. So I have some queries regarding this, like whatever you, sir, told you that that was good, and like, sir, as a fresher, my session was like 2017 to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you mentioned, sir, on previous slide, that we should go for new trending technology, like you have mentioned AI, deep learning, and whatever things is there. But as you see, like, sir, currently our academic year is going to be less from 3 to it became 2 years. So how we are going to manage all the stuffs within this period of time? And the second question mine is, sir, so as I working in that currently in Hyderabad, sir, so how you grow up your from I have seen like LinkedIn profile of SIVA Ranjan, sir. He got placed first in SCL technology. Thereafter he switched to another place as a senior analyst programmer. So how we will grow up from this industrial, this is my question.
Shiva, you want to answer?
Yes, sir.
Shiva?
Take it, Raj. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you want to go. I was asking you. He's specifically pointing to your profile and asking this question.
Sorry, I missed your name.
Aditya Kumar.
Aditya Kumar. Okay. I was a little casual. Okay, it's going to be Raj. Okay, sorry for it. Okay, if you don't mind, can you repeat your question? Sorry for that, Aditya.
So just you got placed in 2019 batch in a member as technical staff in SCL. Thereafter you worked 1 year, I think there is a mention. So how you manage all the stuffs in the working time, how you manage to grow up new technology and to grow up your skills is my question, sir.
Okay. I think you asked two questions, so let's first respond to the first question. Yeah. But you said you're working, right? So you're not studying, is it? You are part-time?
No. Currently, I'm working in Bot IQ, sir, at Hyderabad.
You completed your course?
Sir, he has taken internship.
Oh, okay. Very good. Okay, so I mentioned during my session, I wanted to reserve my experience of the getting into the technologies. I made a lot of downside. I need to touch that point, and because your question is on that area, Aditya. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'll highlight the first experience. Okay, still so I throughout my career, I mean, full time I studied in all. Okay, so I know Tamil well. I love Tamil well. Still, I'm loving Tamil. Okay. My primary school, middle school, and high school are in Tamil medium. Okay, so I had opportunity to join English medium school after my 10th. My brother requested to push because my career will be good if you learn in English medium, but I rejected it. But what was the then joined the arts college. Of course, I mean there are a lot of opportunities, but of course I didn't know all those. Nobody was there because to be highlight with you, I am the first graduate in my family. Okay, just for information. Okay, I joined as a normal non-computer science student in arts college. Second lot, first year, second, almost till third year. To the time, so my kid help or mentor or maybe I say that I'm not just giving integrating the things, but that's the real. Raj was almost helping all these days. UG undergraduate Rajendran here, my friend. Then he was the motivator for me to join the engineering college. Okay, I'm really afraid of engineering college. So of course he motivated me, engaged me. Of course, I till the last semester in my UG, I was below 60%. So because of the encouragement, my enthu to join the engineering college. So I studied a little bit. So I achieved a 60. That's that. Somehow I joined. So all good. I have to explain or maybe brief my first day experience in coming to the Kongu Engineering College. Okay, I never know. Really, trust me, believe me, I never know that engineering college is starting early, 8:30 a.m. in the morning. I never know that. I never knew that so I learned that from my first day to the engineering college. Because I used to go to the college at 10:15 from my arts college. That itself very early. The first day I came to, I think I still remember that day. I came to community college, the third floor, I think, first MC. I casually coming and entering my class. Okay, first day. I think time was 10:05 or around 10. Okay, unfortunately that day the principal at that time was in that class. Imagine, guys, how he was. Okay, so that's horrible. I don't know to explain now. Beyond that, you all imagine. I leave it to you all. Your imagine. Okay. So I do a straight away question. How?
Voice is not audible.
Hello. Am I clear now?
Voice is getting big.
I'm I didn't. I don't know what. Aditya, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Give me a charge. The challenging. So basically the system yes, almost 25 to 30 programs is carrying up. You see my project. I did the device. No one. I
Still, your voice is breaking, sir.
I don't know, guy. What to do? Am I clear now?
Yes, sir.
So I went into the HCL technology with a lot of expectation. I'm going to work in the system side, operating system side. The first day, literally, the visual basic, not the visual basic. So I tried to reject, but so I got the project.
Siva, can you hold on? I think somebody's microphone is on and they are catching up wind. And all we hear is the wind blowing into the microphone. I think everyone except who are speaking should mute themselves, please.
Hema, can you please help for that? Host, please.
Yes, sir. I'm trying.
Done? Okay, thank you. Okay, so after that, I was hoping that I'll be put in the C++. That is my key. Still, I love it. Okay, but it was not happening to me. Okay, so later I put in the Pascal. I don't know. You guys know about the Pascal programming? I don't know. Aditya, do you know about Pascal?
Yeah, it was very old language, sir, but I didn't study but only I heard about this.
Fine, fair enough. Okay, so I was getting opportunity to work on it, Pascal. So I worked on it 6 months. So till I move out of the HCL, I was not having opportunity to work on C++. So you may be asking why I left. Okay, so that was a permanent, very good HCL technology, because if you know now there are many companies, big companies, but during that time, 2000 time, HCL Technology was one of the big giant guys. So I decided to leave them not because of that I didn't get the compensation good, other things. Everything was awesome. But really, I wanted to learn something which I felt that it was not there. Okay, so I attended the one interview. I mean, just by externally when I on the way to drop my friend to interview. So I also by accidentally attended that interview. So externally, I don't know how they impressed on me. So I just did some few questions only I answered. So impressed, they said, okay, so they want me to work on one of the banking projects. So that was a contract job. I think contracting job, you guys know well, right? So there's no guarantee that you will have the job next month or not. there is no guarantee for the next month you will still continue on the job or not, right? So I still accepted because I wanted the challenge. If this is the situation now, I definitely know. I say no, sorry, I want to stick to my job. Okay. At that time, right, young blood and then the challenge, so I accepted. I came here, so first, I think it's too much I'm talking, maybe just bear with me for 5 more minutes. Okay. So I worked, so first C project, it was assigned to me the day one I landed in Singapore. So I worked on it for the one year. Later, I was forced to work on Java. That's how I learned Java. Java also, I didn't like that time. Still, I'm loving to work in C++. But you have to see the practicality, right? So I switched to Java, learned Java by writing code. Now it's I almost breathing, living, and whatever you call it in the Java world. Okay. So I hope this more or less answering your question. So anything I left out, Aditya, please come out.
Yeah, no, sir.
So Aditya, just adding to it what Siva said, right? He has been like breathing Java. He has been doing all over the Java. We did not study Java in our college period, right? So you ask the question, hey, I have a short amount of time, and you guys are listing out that I need to study AI, I need to refresh data science and all that stuff, right? The reality is that it is not true. You focus on what is the right thing you need to do, and you pick it up. Yeah, so as Siva mentioned, like we did not even study Java. Java was not in our curriculum at all, and that is the reality.
Correct. And to add to all, to both Siva and Naga, here it is. Where there is a need, then you go after it. That is how you learn. Siva learned Java, and now he's breathing, eating, and sleeping Java. That's because there was a need. The same thing will come to you one day. You may not be learning about database, any of it. And you, at a day, even though you might be learning Java, but Java isn't, just a language, like Siva said and most of us said. There are some basics that you still need to learn. And when you're saying Java, you still got to connect to data, where data comes from different sources nowadays, right? NoSQL, or with the SQL, like a hardcore databases like Oracle and even Teradata, or even like the Redshift database from Amazon, everything. And there is always opportunity to learn, but that learning is not, it shouldn't be a burden, or it shouldn't be a barrier for you. Learning is something that should come free flow. Like, say, that's how even now at this age, like 20 plus years after, being an architect, we, even now I still do coding and debugging and help people, to just give pointers to, or even like bring up some, talk about algorithms and things like that. I do that every day. That's part of my life. So wherein recently, yeah, of course, Python is something new that we did not learn, that I'm very good at, and we developed some very good solution out of it recently for automation. So my point is, it doesn't matter when there is a need. All you got to find is opportunity and how you can present yourself, and that's the key thing. And you can say, even in the interview, say boldly, you can say, sir, I don't know, I'm willing to learn. That is something that we love to hear. The person's ability and willingness to put themselves through learning. That's important than learning any specific language.
Yeah, thank you.
Students, anyone else?
Yeah, so this is Nirman from TERADATA. Yeah, so my question is, so nowadays we can able to hear some new terms, which is DevOps and cloud. So can you please give some guidance on what is DevOps and what is cloud stuff?
Now we want to take it.
Yeah, sure. So let me put it this way, right? You guys might be using Swiggy. You might have used Swiggy or any other food delivery network, and Amazon also just recently entered in Bangalore for the food delivery, right?
Yeah.
And how it works is that the Swiggy, let's take an example. Swiggy has a partnership with so many restaurants, and these restaurants are making, they have their menu items. And when customers order through Swiggy, Swiggy provides the integrated menu item from all these, let's say, in Bangalore or even Perundurai. Perundurai, I ordered it from here, right? We have a bunch of restaurants, and then we have the menu. And in that model, right, you think that for the customer side, from the customer side, right, if you go to a restaurant, physical restaurant, where you enter and where you order and where you get your food, right? Whereas you are now operating at a different aspect by going to Swiggy app, which is on your mobile, and you are ordering on the cloud, right? See, what is a cloud in the concept here? The cloud is the server sitting somewhere. The kitchen is sitting somewhere. If you go to a restaurant, the restaurant kitchen is there, and you are able to order, and then you are getting it out of it. And even if you go to your home, you cook. That kitchen is on premise, right? But if you are able to get your food by simply ordering, somewhere else it is getting cooked, and somewhere else it is getting packed, and it is coming to you, right? I'm just giving a very crude example of what is this cloud means. The cloud is nothing but putting the server somewhere up and getting things done, right? And I can talk about AWS and all that stuff, but in a very simple notion, if you have your laptop or if you have your desktop at home, right, and if you are able to process certain things and get things executed there, that's an in-premise, in-house server. But if we are using the server somewhere else hosted for you, and with the same CPU capability, or in fact, if you wanted to have a different size memory and different operating systems installed and all that stuff, if it is something managed, right, for you, and if you consume that, that is called cloud. Maybe I will let others to add. And coming back to this DevOps, what is DevOps? Basically, in the software industry, the basic roles are software development engineer, right, who develops the software, and software test engineers who test the software, and program managers or product managers. Both are slightly different. Product managers who define the product, how it should look like, what are the different features it should exist. And most of the time, the product managers are from the business degree background. And especially in Amazon, we take product managers with MBA background, and that too from good institutes with good outstanding track record, right? So product managers are who writes your functional specification. If you have studied system analysis and design, you go through that, right? By having the these requirement specifications. The requirement specifications are done by product managers, and those requirement is broken into design, right? That is what the software development engineer does. And by the way, SIVA mentioned, right, you need to have the design pattern. I would add to it, as a fresher, I would not expect you to know a very depth understanding of design patterns. We don't expect you to design an application, but we would expect you to write a program in any language of your choice to solve that problem, right? So don't worry if you do not get the design patterns, that's fine. But the senior engineers are going to design something, right? And then the testers are going to write automation. They are going to test that application. But these days, the industry is having a one hybrid approach of having development and testing capability folks who will handle the bug fixes and adding maintenance of the software. And let's say if the software application, let's say Swiggy, customer makes some bug, or they found some issue, they file a bug. then the first defensive or the first order defensive comes from this DevOps team. The development and operations, basically, when building the software is one and testing the software is one, and making it operational is like very important, right? Let's say like e-commerce like Amazon.com or Amazon.in, you can build that software, but you need to operationalize it when the customer places the order and when you add a new feature to the website, right? And how to make sure that your website is like 99.999 up all the time, and you are able to manage that there is no outage even during the Diwali sales and stuff like that, right? That operational task, when there is an issue in the server, when there is an issue from the customer that we need to tackle and find out the logs and find out the information on how to reproduce that issue, these type of tasks or roles under this DevOps role. Not all the companies have this, and many companies prefer to do that. But basically, the DevOps role, you are capable of writing a small script or writing a code to understand what is happening inside that application and providing that useful information to fix it. So DevOps is that kind of housekeeping in a software development cycle.
Yeah, to add to it, it's like it's an ecosystem on top of a product that is being continuously operational. Like now we said, to keep it functional and operational all the time, 24/7, and with 99 or even 100% uptime.
Okay, so thanks for your answers. So I have one more question to ask. So in IT industry, we have different kind of fields like DevOps engineer, test engineer, developer. So can you give some more things on that? So students might don't know anything about the different kind of fields in IT. So please help me on this, sir.
Yeah, I'll take that. So don't assume yourself that you're preparing for becoming a test engineer, or like I've heard this, okay, because from my company itself, like the assumption that taking up this test engineer role assumes that it is just pushing buttons. Those are gone days, okay? No longer. No companies are hiring people to push buttons. These are like the expectation for test engineer is equivalent to a development engineer, where the test engineers would be expected to like doing test developments, like to be equally challenging these development engineers to whenever, like the trend is on test driven development, where the tests are written up front, where the expectation is that those tests are going to fail, and then these development engineers, they got to provide a solution so that those tests can pass, and then come up with the product after that. So that's how the industry is operating now, because it's called shift left strategy, where the testing comes up front, to the left. We tend to have the habit of reading from left to right. That's the same strategy, shift left strategy in the development process. So where you have the testing up front, and the testing nowadays, it's not just button pushing, right? So you got to be in a position to test and equally challenge these development teams to keep on failing their code, or crashing their code, whatever you want to challenge them with. That should be a healthy challenge. I mean, you can think in that perspective, and I definitely guarantee you'll land in a good job, that job that you will enjoy with within a team.
So maybe
don't put yourself into fixed things. You just be open, and that is where you can find a job. Given the tough competition out there, don't fix yourself to one thing.
Yeah, just adding to it, if I whether forget about what are the different roles available in the industry, but from the fresher college out perspective, you have two choices, right? Basically, the product-based companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, and so on and so forth is one category, Teradata and all that one category. And service-based industries like BNB Paribas, Polaris Software Lab, and all that stuff, right? The expectation from a college out hire and the opportunities for getting the designation, like, hey, I am an SDE, software development engineer, or I am a DevOps engineer, or I am an automation engineer. Forget about that role. You have only one choice, getting either into these product-based companies or getting into these service-based companies, and how to get there and what it's required. And both companies, at the bare minimum, they expect that you are a good problem solver, right? What does it mean by problem solving? Problem solving meaning any given problem, whether it is an arithmetical problem or whether it is a probability statistics problem, you are able to solve that, right? You are able to solve that puzzle. So that's the basic quality. After that, do you have the computer science 101 understanding? What is the computer science 101 understanding? As SIVA also highlighted, we are expecting you to know at least one programming language very strong so that you can use that programming language to solve problem. Knowing that syntax or knowing that programming language in depth is like not required. Using that language, if you are able to, even like if you do not know any language, but if you are able to write a pseudocode to solve a problem, for example, I can give an example. Write a program to find an overlapping element between two arrays, right? It's a very simple program. That is a very starting warm-up question in an interview. And if you do not know how to solve this problem, then like start working towards that. These are really basic things. They expect you to solve the problem, right? And they expect you to know the basic data structures. Data structures are like very common thing to handle with the problems, right? And underlying thing is like math. Everything is like math, and you don't need to worry about too much about math. You don't need to know calculus and all that stuff. As long as you know probability, as long as you know discrete math, that's good enough, right? But in order to get into these product-based companies, we expect the your understanding of data structures is not too strong, right? When I say too strong, don't operate at this is a simple example, right? Write a program to find the overlapping element between two arrays, a starting question, and you can think of the complexity added as something like, hey, you have given n by n matrix, and using in the n by n matrix, you have alphabets, right? Let's say 4 by 4 matrix will have 16 alphabets, and using that alphabets, can you find the 1-letter word to 16-letter word of the words that are like meaningful, using trie data structures. I don't know how many of you have heard of this tries as a data structure, right? So that is the kind of bar from the starting array to knowing in depth of the tree level data structure is all required for clearing the interviews in Amazon, Microsoft, and the type of company. But on the other hand, for the service industries, they expect you to solve the problem, and then they expect you to write basic problems, right? And once you are able to clear these things, then based on the interview, you will get assigned that task. For example, in the interview, you write a piece of code that can be completely taken and written in a computer without any compilers and compiler error. It works and it produces the output. Then you are considered for the software development engineer role, right? And let's say, hey, you are able to solve that code, but there are like some improvements that are required. Then like probably they may consider for either like software development engineering test, or they couldn't even consider, oh, this guy is very good in scripting and solving the problem, maybe like DevOps, right? Once you land there, you don't have the choice. Once you land there, then like you can decide, oh, I'm learning from my job, and I can move from this place to another company or another role. By the way, I don't enjoy this. I enjoy more and more unique self-scripting. Probably I will move to a different role. Or I studied with the 3 years, 2 years experience, the project management, and then like you started thinking, oh, now I love to design something, good, and I like to write functional specification. Then you become a product manager. But from the college perspective, focus on getting either into this product-based company or project-based company. And product-based company expects you to have a very strong understanding. I underline that, very strong understanding of data structures and problem solving. right? And is it like doable? Yes, it is doable. Growth mindset, apply, learn, teach your abilities, one problem at a time, you will be able to get there. On the other hand, the project-based companies, probably they will start with your language-specific thing and start from there. So don't worry about too many opportunities out there. Should I learn some? Nobody is going to ask what is this machine learning algorithm? What type of machine learning algorithm will be used in this particular particular problem to solve? They are not going to ask. They are going to test what is the post means, power on self test. What is power on self test? What is the big Indian and what is big Indian? Like even like they may say that, hey, you are loading a web page and web page is like not loading fast enough. Can you troubleshoot? Where is the problem, right? So that will show your basic understanding right from your network understanding, right? Like how these TCP/IP works and how the HTTP over TCP/IP works and what are these type of basic understandings. Computer science 101. You focus on that. That will help you to land into the company. From there, you based on your interest, you can pick up and grow.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I think we can take one more question and then I think we want to wind up because it's getting a little later.
Hi, sir.
So we gotta.
Hi, sir.
Hi, sir.
Is
Sir?
This is
one at a
Signesh
time. One at a
from
time.
third MCA.
Sir, I have a small doubt.
I have a question, sir. As we know, the MCA period has been reduced to 2 years. So the first year will be, at the end of the first year, we will be attending the placements. So most of the students are preparing for the C and C++ for their placements. So as an industrial perspective, what they need to be know at the point of interview time. Because the company will not expect only the C and C++ from the students. So they need to be learned from technologies or frameworks. So what they expect from us.
Yeah, I mean, a very good question. The thing is, it depends on the company, right? I mean, you gotta, once you learn that certain company is coming for a campus, you gotta learn about their product. If it's a service-based company, then they will have different opportunity. It may not be just, with your just C or C++ language skills. It will be from anything, and everything. Like, because service companies, they offer, I mean, they have different projects from different, for different clients. If that's the case, it's not that, you got to be focused on one thing. But even those service companies, when they come in, like, like Wipro or, what to say, or HCL, or even, other service companies like Mahindra or, CTS, all those service companies, certainly they come in and they even give some more details. I think you should work with your placement cell to find out what team is coming in and what's their expectation. And based on that, you should prepare yourself and present yourself. As I said, most of the companies look for soft skills even before they look into any specific language skills. So that is something you want to train yourself on. That's my recommendation. And Naga and Siva.
Yeah. So one thing I would recommend, Aditya, right? Who asked this question? Aditya?
No, I think it's Akshay. What's his name?
Okay. So one thing what I would recommend is, if you know C and C++, that's more than enough. No need to worry about it, right? Like, when I say C, I don't know still if I remember that question. How do you control? You have an application, and how do you control that right input is, right is like considered, right? Let's say like you have an EXE. I'm just giving that example. 20 years back, this was a question asked in HCL Cisco. I did not know. That showed me that, like, I did not learn C in depth. when there is a small exe which implements just a simple method or function, and it does not take any parameters, right? But is there a way to pass a parameter to that program, right? And there is a way, right? You can research about that. But what I'm trying to say is that if you know C is strong enough, you can cruise. You can cruise your career for 20 years easily. So don't worry. I need to know about Java. I need to know about Python. No. If you know C, or if you know only Python, if you know only C++, that's all fine. Learn C or Python and learn one object-oriented language like either C++ or Java, more than sufficient. Then focus on the problem solving, right? If the company comes and asks you, hey Akshay, can you write a program to reverse a linked list? And if you use C++ or if you use C, it doesn't matter. If you're able to solve that, that is what they are looking for, right? And use this R.S. Agarwal book, that arithmetic. Really focus on your arithmetic problem and learn that clean data structure in depth. And if you and then learn this basics, how web works, how HTTP works, basic things. And there are a lot many materials available, right? Don't focus too much. Just work on the basics. That is all the company expects, and that's all you have time. And one more thing, try to have understanding of high-level understanding of all these things. You don't need to be in depth or master of all. You need to be jack of all and master of one, right? When you say jack of all, you need to know what is cloud means, what is DevOps means. How do you know? Just Google it. When you come across this DevOps, oh, what is this DevOps? I don't know. Just Google it. You know what is DevOps and research about it. Then you'll get it. Just an idea. Just an idea, right? So get an idea across the area that you are studying and choose one area that you are in depth. And as Raj mentioned, have that soft skills, how to approach that question, how to, not to stumble there. Remember that cricket example, if you are going to be in a debut match, you have already did a lot of net practice at home, right? You played like a lot of net practice, you know how to play a different ball, all these things. Now you need to go and execute it. So do the net practice here, right? And the net practice is what, like I'm saying, like have depth and understanding, and have that only one language I know, like have in-depth understanding. If you know C, I would expect you to write a TSR program. I would expect you would have written a text editor. You would have played with the interrupts, right? You would have played with interrupts and handled how to handle interrupts and do programming. So those things will those will strengthen your muscle in your C language.
Okay. Sorry for interruption. Due to time constraints, we will limit the queries. We will have it through mail. Okay, students? And now, we are at the end of the session. I would like to call upon Nirmal Mahesh, third year student, to propose vote of thanks. Nirmal?
Yeah, ma'am. Okay. Good morning to one and all present here. I deem it's a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's session a loud success. First and foremost, I thank our special guest and our proud alumni who, despite busy schedule, they have found time to grace this occasion. I am sure that from your motivational talk, our students and staff will take a lot from your speech. We are inspired by your great speech. Thank you. I thank our well-wisher, Dr. B. Balaswamy, Principal of Kongu Engineering College, for his support, vision, and commitment, and also for his generous support towards this webinar. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt thanks to our head of the department, Dr. A. Tamilarsi, for her valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement in all our efforts. Thank you, ma'am. I extend my special thanks to the faculty members who have worked hard to ensure that this occasion becomes a memorable success. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to our students and non-teaching staff for their involvement and willingness towards this webinar. Last but not least, I thank all my friends for your cooperation to making this webinar a loud success. Once again, I thank all your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nirmal. Guys, hope you all enjoyed and gained some new things from this session. Thank you for your coordination and involvement. Once again, heartfelt thanks to our three guests who have spent their valuable time with us in their busy schedule. Thank you so much. Students, for your kind notice, all are requested to disconnect from the meet. And I request all the faculty members to remain connected.
Could you spare some time for curriculum discussion, sir?
Ma'am.
Hello.
Sure. I mean, like
11:45 ஆகுது.
சரி, நம்ம வேற நாள் எடுக்கலாமா? Just glance மட்டும். Sir, are you able to see the screen, sir?
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. This is our upcoming regulation 2020. First semester, we keep mathematical foundation for computer application. Second subject is programming in C. Third one, data structures and algorithm. Fourth subject is database technologies. Fifth subject is software engineering. We have altogether 5 subjects and 3 laboratory. Programming in C laboratory, then data structures laboratory, and then DBMS laboratory. Put together, we have 5 theory and 3 lab in the first semester. It's okay, well, sir. Shall we need some modification in this one? Here, BCom students also come. The eligibility is they have to pass mathematics in +2 level. There is only one constraint, that is +2 they have to pass mathematics subject. All students, there may be a BA students, BCom students, all students are allowed. So we keep the basic subjects in the first semester. In the second semester, we kept object-oriented programming. In this object-oriented programming, we mostly cover Java, and then Python programming, and cloud computing technologies, and then operating system, and one elective in the second semester.
Ma'am, 1 second before you move on, I would like to give my feedback. I think we will go by semester by semester. It will be easier. I want to suggest one. I have a question actually on the first.
Okay, sir. Okay, first semester you have your question, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, and this, the mathematical foundation for computer applications, does it include like discrete math and?
Yeah. Actually, this is a discrete mathematics only. Like first unit is matrix, second unit is set theory, and then third unit is logic. Fourth unit is that is arithmetic operations, like for in order to have security related issues. That is algorithms. That is for fifth unit is graph theory.
Okay. Yeah. I want to make sure that it
actually in last regulation we kept 3 units like set, matrix, and logic, and 4th and 5th is formal languages and automata theory. But in compiler, in theory of computation, you have read, sir. Suppose if you are a BE students, you have a subject, one subject called a theory of computation. In that we have that formal languages and automata theory, which are useful for compiler design.
Okay. Yeah.
Madam, I have just a quick suggestion on this. In fact, I really liked it, and I wish that I had this type of compact syllabus when I was studying. One thing that I would like to add is instead of having programming in C as a separate paper, what I found is that teaching one paper in a semester for just learning the language is not a good use of time, in my opinion. And especially when we teach data structures and algorithms, we can combine data structures and algorithms through C. That could be the paper. And we expect by giving the assignments and homework, they should learn the programming language. Because teaching a programming language in the first semester is not a good use of time, in my observation. Right? And that is not going to help in their career also. For example, we discussed, right? Java we did not study, and we need to pick it up after that, right? Python we never heard of it, and we need to pick it up, right? So we expect it is better to push the students to pick it up on their own, but we can make it a paper as a data structures and algorithms in C, and that's one paper. So that like the lab also becomes data structures and algorithms and C in one lab, right? And we can add one more paper.
That paper, may I suggest OR, operations research? I think that's a key. I mean, like a basic paper that like for example.
In this regulation, 18 regulation, we have that paper. Operation research is that, sir. But here there is no space to include that operation research, so we left that paper.
Now you said, I think we should. I think it's a good idea to combine data structures and C language together. It should be fine because C is more like as a structured language. It's a very good language for teaching data structures and algorithms.
And we can keep the first semester also light. It's okay to have 4 papers, given that all they are heavy lifting. The data structure algorithms is like it's a very heavy lifting one, and math is a very heavy lifting one. So by removing one paper, but we are not removing that paper alone. We are just adding that, like hey, solve data structure and algorithms using C. So then it gives people to have some room to spend more time on the other paper. So we can combine, and we may not even like add additional paper because the first semester it will be very heavy, but it's okay for them to heavy lift in the first semester itself. In my opinion.
Actually, yeah. So I mean, like since we are going to reduce the lab also to 2 labs, or should be okay. That's my take on this.
Okay, sir. We take this into account.
Combine 1.2 and 1.3 and combine 1.6 and 1.7 and add one, OR to it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And even you can add a project instead of practical.
Lastly, we have added, sir.
Okay. Actually, on the data structures and algorithms, when we go towards C, I think there's a book. I don't remember the exact author. There's a book that talks about data structures and algorithms through C. There's a book that you can, probably, use it as a reference for that subject.
Okay, sir. We do. In second semester, we kept object-oriented programming. Python programming is an upcoming one, so we kept Python programming. And cloud computing technologies is much needed for the students. And then operating systems and the elective. Since this is a 2 years course, at the end of second semester, placement opportunities are coming for the students, and they are going for training also. Much training is given to students in this college. So we have all the 5 subjects which are very important subjects we kept. And then corresponding lab.
On this one, I have a question on 2.8, the cloud computing technologies. Is college providing those services like through AWS or Azure?
Yeah.
Okay. And now you can help them.
So my question, madam,
education discount for AWS, technologies, you could help them.
Yeah. So, madam, what I would recommend, or I have a question first, right? So this object-oriented programming and Python programming, are they, for example, when you teach object-oriented programming, are you teaching a language like Java, C++? Or?
Actually, in first unit, we keep the concept only. In the second, from second to fifth, we are concentrating on Java.
Ma'am, I would suggest one thing. You could also bring in, the best way of learning language, how is to compare and contrast.
Okay, sir.
You can include C++ to an extent too. And
okay. Actually, I thought that C++ two unit or 3 units, then Java. Our faculty members told that the Java programming is very important. So we thought that
it is important, but even equally important is C++ too, because that's a like the the key for object-oriented programming.
Yes,
Where
yes,
it begins. And the reason why I am insisting on C++ is because students need to learn about memory management.
Okay.
Even today, today, I was reading an article about the key bugs are out of memory management. Even now, the reason why I'm saying that is because Java doesn't care for memory at all, and students, they don't go into this mode of being more conservative about using memory, or even like making their program optimal. They assume that, oh, Java, you can write anything you want and the garbage collector will collect everything, but that will be the worst performing program they can come up with. So C++ concepts of memory management will give them a good idea about how to manage resource and everything. So I would suggest that as part of that object-oriented programming, you would want to include certain concepts at least of C++ concepts into that.
We include the concept, sir. When we prepare the syllabus, we include the C++ concept, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. One more recommendation I would do in terms of cloud computing technologies laboratory. I would ask, see if the students can take any, certification itself. Either if you follow AWS or Azure, there are certifications. And by the way, AWS certifications are meant for experienced professionals to, very foundational level certifications like cloud practitioner. There is something called cloud practitioner, which 6 months experience people can also take it. But if you associate that certificate, it's good that like we have this certificate, and while we do that certificate, people will learn and they will take pride that we have the certification and stuff like that. So my input is that instead of having a laboratory, you say that this is the certification that all needs to get it, and if they don't get it, that's fine. But based on the effort, you can grade them. But I recommend having that certification as part of this lab would be helpful.
Okay, sir.
And also combine Python programming all of a sudden along with object-oriented programming is not fitting properly.
Actually, this is
you will see the
no, but now it's okay, pa. Like even Python, I think keep it separately, but Python also you can do object-oriented programming with it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Either we let's see the other semesters. Python programming and object-oriented programming can be combined, and if you don't want to combine, and if you want to introduce the C++ of Java, that is fine. But Python is like going both on the same semester might be not fitting well, but we can just as other semesters.
There is no other way, sir. We have only 3 semesters. 4th semester is fully meant for project. Only 3 semesters. Because of that only we kept there.
Yeah, no, actually, ma'am, it's a good idea now even because they are learning cloud computing technologies. Python is the dominant language in the whole cloud computing, including Azure as well as AWS. So it's a good idea to keep them all together. It's okay.
Sure.
Okay, then we have one elective, sir. Then in 3rd semester, we have data communication network. Then machine learning. Then we have 3 electives, sir.
Okay. So what are the electives? I mean, do you have?
Sir, yes. Then we have one laboratory, machine learning laboratory, and one mini project in the 3rd semester.
Okay.
Then 4th semester, elective 5. Suppose the students go for internship, or if they go for internship, in that case, they have to take one NPTEL course, online courses. They have to clear one online courses from NPTEL or SWAYAM or some other thing, Coursera, edX, and then they have to write examination in our college. In semester, they have to write exam. here.
Okay.
Okay, so totally we have a credit of 81. It's a 2 years course. We have a totally 81 credits.
So, madam, one thing what I would recommend is for these electives.
Okay, sir.
If we create the path, right?
Okay.
We can like courseway paths.
Okay, sir.
For example, I wanted to go into that software engineering or web development.
Like that only we kept, sir. Actually, we have two streams, sir. One is a software development stream. Another one is a research-oriented stream, like machine learning, artificial intelligence. If suppose some students take like that research level, they can take. Another one is suppose they want to go for the development side, they can take that, choose the elective like that.
So I don't see any app development type of.
Not app development, like suppose they want to have a front end some papers, back end some papers, like that. Suppose some students are not willing in this electives like machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, like that. Suppose they are not interested, they can take that paper also.
Ma'am, you show the elective papers now.
Yeah. First elective is elective 1. Object-oriented analysis and design, advanced design, analysis of algorithm, software project management, research methodologies, statistical foundations. This is elective 1, sir.
Look very good. But the career or the pathway, if we explicitly have a slide or a page which guides the student, say this is the pathway. I wanted to become a front-end engineer, or I wanted to become a web development. I want to go into research, or I want to go to something like that. That workflow that will help students have a very clear idea. Oh, okay, this is what I'm going to make use of this MCA degree, and when I come out, I will be equipped with the basic things required for this path.
Okay, sir.
We create a flow chart or flow. And give it in the orientation day itself.
Okay.
It will be helpful for the students.
Okay, you see other electives, sir.
Yeah.
You give some suggestions, sir.
On elective 2, I'm seeing that you have human resource management. I don't think that would fit well into an MCA program. It's a very good fit for an MBA program. I think you may want to find something related to computers. And actually, like Nagu said, I think maybe you should, instead of an elective there, 3, we may introduce like a mini project. Like
we have introduced, sir, one mini project, but in 18 regulation, we have 2 mini projects. We have 6 semesters, so we kept in 4th and 5th semester 2 mini projects, and 6th semester is fully meant for project. That is a 12 credit one. But here only we have 3 semesters. So we kept 1 mini project in 3rd semester.
Actually, okay.
Here
I was thinking instead of, like you just give it 2 electives and make that 1 more elective as like another project, mini project, 2 mini projects.
Or we kept here, sir. In 2nd semester, actually.
Before that, let us quickly see the elective papers. Let us see what are the papers we have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like we should replace that human resource with something.
Yeah, I do echo the same. And madam, I like to see some embedded systems and hardware related projects too, right?
Nowadays there's what is it called? Raspberry Pi based projects.
Right now, my current role, current team, I'm working on secret projects, but it's all like C and firmware and Raspberry Pi based thing, Arduino based thing, and stuff like that. And
we are having that subject also, sir. IoT, Internet of Things. We are having an elective.
Oh, very good. Very
For that paper, you may want to introduce as a practical lab thing.
Second subject, second elective is Internet of Things. In Internet of Things, we are using Raspberry Pi or another one.
Okay, so maybe you should include in the lab for that, like, you know, have them do something using that Internet of Things. If they are picking, ma'am, this is an elective, so they always tend to pick an easy paper.
Yeah, some very poor students are coming now, sir. For that students only we kept this paper, very light subject. For others, other students we kept this one.
Yeah, but that is not going to help them. Yeah, human resource is not. I mean, that's.
All people will take only this paper.
Yeah, no. I think we should. If you want to like make it an easier paper, there, you may want to make like something. You know, like what to say? What I would think of adding is
games designing.
Maybe to learn about
like 3D animations or
that,
or even we can simply say self-scripting or Excel programming and
okay, sir. XML and web services.
Excel. Microsoft.
Excel.
Like I mean, the Office. I mean, you know,
Microsoft Excel.
Yeah, it can be Microsoft Excel. It can be any spreadsheet. Like there are many different ways. Like even Google has a sheet program, and you know, like what is it called? On Mac, it's called Numbers, and you can introduce all different OS choices. For Microsoft, they have Excel.
So in my opinion, madam, if someone is very good in self-scripting or Excel scripting, they will have job for 60 years also.
Sir, better we kept is scripting languages like.
Yeah, scripting languages and data management, like something like that. To say to use Excel like you know, sheet, you know, spreadsheets.
Languages
and data management tools, something like that. Example would be Excel, or even like, you know, like our CSV files too. Like very simple form of Excel is CSV, just comma separated values.
I don't even, you know. I want to join again. It's 1 year course. It means like I would join again. And one more thing, madam, the robotics. Do we have any robotics related thing?
No, sir.
That's resource intensive, Nagu. It's not. That's not feasible. I think going with IoT and have you know, Raspberry Pi. You know, maybe add with the Internet of Things, specifically say Raspberry Pi projects too, and as a one paper, like a theory plus practical combined paper, something like that. That would be nice.
Actually, we kept the Internet of Things in the core subject, sir. But we have one meeting, sir, with the BE faculty. But that told that C is very important as for placement. So you remove that Internet of Things, or you adjust that one and you keep C in the first semester. According to the suggestion only, we again we modify that one.
Keep Internet of Things, but in addition, I'm suggesting, like Nahu was saying, keep the Raspberry Pi based project along with
okay, sir. Okay.
And we are giving blockchain technology and all, which is you know, I'm sure as a fresher it is going to be very challenging, right? And if at all, if we have that, why not robotics, right? The entire, you know, we never know if people really liked it. Robotics is not too resource intensive either. You can build robotics using very simple. There are so many. The Shastra Institute, madam. I was going through the Shastra University related things, and these students, they came to US and they did a lot of this robotics related type of things.
Okay, sir.
My recommendation is that at least like we should have that paper.
Okay, sir.
I think I would recommend taking social network analysis out and put robotics as a separate one. I think that would be better. Social networking, they learn by themselves personally. I don't need, you need a paper for that. Yeah, put in robotics.
This is okay, sir?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yes, madam. That looks good.
Then elective 4 is bioinformatics, business intelligence, big data analytics, accounting and financial management, network management systems, sir.
Okay. Okay. I mean, these are very good papers. But yeah, I mean, now this is where they can pick and choose, their course careers, right?
Yeah, and that
they can become an account auditor. Like go into different.
Suppose some students go for banking sector and all. The need to know what is
Right.
for that only we kept that accounting and financial management, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Then elective 5 we have image processing, then cryptography and network security, distributed database system, decision support system, and C# and ASP.NET.
That is no more a popular language anymore, ma'am.
C#.
.NET and C# and all those things. I think we may want to find something.
And the students may follow, okay, let me learn one more language and one more thing, which is kind of not a good use of time.
I think we should suggest something in what to say.
Do you have web development? Anything related to web development?
That would be nice. Actually, like the full stack programming. Actually,
in the first revision we kept the paper, sir, full stack development. But after some modification we removed that one.
So you can keep something like web development.
Okay.
Keep the full stack development. Actually, it helps. I mean, like people, where it helps is people can, become experts in just managing or developing a website. This
so you can
helps.
Yeah, you can put it as something like microservices, full stack development and microservices, right? These days, if people start learning about monolithic application building, that is not going to help. But if they start realizing that building distributed applications using microservices, at least like learning, scratching the basics.
Yeah. That's definitely, that's the trend, ma'am. Like the microservice that what Nagu is mentioning, being able to service pieces of software, right? Like a components. That you don't have to go shut down the whole thing to replace a piece of it, right? So that's the idea of microservices. So it's something that most of the companies prefer doing, and we practice that in practical, in offering practical solutions. So that's a good experience, actually. Very good session now.
That's all, sir.
Okay, I think we are good. It's well, well thought out papers, and we can constantly evolve this as we change. As the industry expectation changes. I think being autonomous institution helps a lot, and I think it's well well planned out. And given the short term course now, I think this goes well. This will place people in good good careers. But the thing is, like ma'am, you said the motivation amongst the students is very low. That's a concerning thing. I mean, like that is something that's varying amongst the students.
Actually, we thank you people, sir. You people are very helpful.
Sure. You're always
Actually,
welcome.
this type of motivation only makes the students to improve their abilities.
Yes, and we can. I mean, like it's we can only say right something. Like they should follow up and just implement things for themselves to improve. That is all up to individuals. But once in a while, even like what is worth is like bring them in for like those motivational speech sessions, and like people from different walks of life and curriculum and different areas to come talk to these people to like give them like those this is what I mean. Even I was mentioning about soft skills. You have sympathy and empathy, right? So if we need to develop those type of skills, doesn't come like just like that. It has to be developed ground up, and for that they got to get some experiences from outside, from industry, from different business people. Even business people I'm talking about need not be computer industry. Can be like some business well-renowned business people around in and around Erode, Coimbatore, Tirupur, or even Perundurai, or any place for that matter. And successful people, there are so many of them, and we don't get to meet them. Like even like, this is my biggest concern about the whole television business, right? They don't even talk about these. Only few channels, TV channels, they talk about those successful people and interviewing those successful people. And only few of those people are honest enough to share their success. And some people who are really interested in developing these young minds and helping these young minds, there will be some volunteers to be honest enough. I think you guys have a better resource given the institutions, the Kongu institution's name and fame. I'm guaranteeing that you will be able to reach out to such renowned, successful people around in our district and even nearby districts like Coimbatore and Erode. I mean, like Tirupur, all those places. That's my suggestion.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sir, let me know the other next meeting when you are free.
Yeah, sure. We can reconvene, and actually we want to mix up like we don't want to be the constant speakers.
Okay.
We want to bring in rest of our classmates too,
okay,
and we want them to share their experience as well. I mean, of course, we got to learn. I mean, here this COVID, what it has given us is this.
Yes, sir.
All together like this in a virtual environment. We never thought about it. Everybody would say, "Oh, I don't have time. Don't even give me that answer." Now, even I told our friends, all of our batchmates, "Don't give me that answer. Just be there." And that's what we are doing. I think the next meet we will plan and we will bring some new faces for the discussion. We'll participate as passive participants and
audience.
Okay, madam, one more paper I would suggest if you have a natural language processing (NLP).
Yes.
It's part of the machine learning. We can.
No, that it's machine learning is like too depth. They will learn so many areas.
They can modify. What my suggestion on that is, they can modify it. At SIVA, like maybe you can share, SIVA.
Yes.
Like for that, AI related stuff, maybe we should share the whole PBS video. It's in 1 hour, or maybe even more.
Yes, sir. 2 hours, 9 to 9, 2 hours or 3 hours, like 3 hours, sir.
No, I'm talking about a particular video that I shared with SIVA about AI.
Okay,
2 hour program.
Given the link in the PPT, so PPT will share you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, actually, you may want to give that video to present it.
Sir, actually, we thought that we are uploading in our YouTube, sir. This video,
this video.
We are recording. We are recording. This one we are going to take it in YouTube. We have separate YouTube for that.
Oh, that sounds great, ma'am. Actually, maybe you can share the link with this. So
yes.
No, what I was mentioning about was a specific video, ma'am, that we will send it through Mrs. Hema. Hema. It's a very good AI-related, program. That is like AI. You can see AI in action, actually. So that will help them about learning about AI, machine learning and all that. Like even what Naru said. Image processing and natural language processing.
If something like, hey Alexa, hey Google, these things, right? These are all like to the core. I mean, I have known folks in my current company who are working on that. It's very, very tough problems to solve. And if somebody is super good in math, they will be able to crack it, right? So, and if you provide that opportunity, they're not going to get that job by simply knowing that. But if we provide that opportunity and if they develop some application, that may open up some windows.
Okay, sir. Okay. Anyhow, we keep natural language processing also.
NLP, yeah.
Part of that machine learning, you can combine it actually. So they'll have an easy something to relate to easily. Like they have a phone nowadays, right? iPhones and Android phones, or even like Google's Alexa, all that. So they can just come up with some creative ideas as to like even like say here's a practical thing. Let me say this, right? So they say, hey Alexa, give me some issue a query like with a natural language, right?
Yes.
The language say, and then translate that language into a SQL, and then you issue the query to a database and bring the results like that. So that's just a use case that I'm talking about.
Actually, it's speech recognition, all comes under natural language processing.
Yes. Could be in any language too. I mean, like it could be like even Tamil. Why not?
And also, madam, we should encourage people by the time they exit, they should have some GitHub related accounts and some projects on the GitHub and type of thing. And the Git is the that's a kind of new resume, right? Hey, I developed in my outside of my interest. I developed these projects, and by encouraging them to have more and more GitHub account and GitHub contributions.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. So I want to share something, ma'am. Can I?
Okay, sir. Sure.
Ma'am, this is Nirmal, ma'am.
Nirmal.
Yeah, ma'am. So I want to thank Rajendran sir and all others to having the web application development paper in the 5th semester. So I feel it's good to have it in the 4th semester because in the 4th semester we are having interviews. So if we practice pannirundom, I feel it will be very familiar. So can we have it in the 4th semester, sir?
Actually, this is only 4 semesters, Nirmal. It's not a 6th semester.
Oh, it's an elective 5, ma'am.
Yes.
Then we will make it as a 3rd semester, ma'am.
That too, 4th semester is fully meant for project. Only we have 3 semesters. From basic till advanced, we have to teach the students. We have selected some subjects which are core, and then remaining we kept it as an elective.
Okay, ma'am. So then we will make it as a 3rd semester, ma'am. ஏன்னா 3rd semester endலயே நமக்கு எல்லா கம்பெனிஸும் வர ஆரம்பிச்சறாங்க, ma'am. So project
2nd semesterலயே வந்துருவாங்க அவங்களுக்கு.
Yes, ma'am. So இப்போ 4th semester இருக்கனால நமக்கு அந்த கோர்ஸ் இருக்கப்ப கம்பெனிஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் அந்த கோர்ஸ் இருக்கும். சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி we will have
what Nirmal is suggesting. I think we should move. I mean, of course, this is just a draft, right? I mean, you guys, you guys talk amongst yourself and see how prepare how the papers are going to prepare for their campus interviews. Make them make these papers more focused on the campus expectations. It should be evolving. It need not be for this. It could be like next year there's something else coming in, and should be able to have this dynamic ability to move around papers easily. Like that's why like keeping those electives. I think that would help, ma'am.
And you can also seek feedback from the outgoing students, madam. We are like 20 people, but we are looking at the industry.
Okay, sir. Are you here? Are you having Google form feedback for third year students, second year students, and all?
Yeah, ma'am, I will get it back.
You send Google that feedback and get the feedback, and consolidate the feedback and send it to the guest.
Okay.
And also, if you could share the recording, that will be good too.
Yeah, Hemalata.
Okay, ma'am.
Recording also you have to.
Yeah.
We could improve.
No, it's very good. It's a nice one.
Thank you. And we wishing them all the best. And feel free to ask them to contact us if they need any pointers or clarifications and stuff like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hemalata, are you having anything?
Nothing else, ma'am. Shall we wind up the session, ma'am?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable suggestions and spending so much time for us.
All right. I would say
actually, we are very gifted.
Yeah, and you should thank the organization. It's the right date actually even for myself and Nagu. Siva too. Siva also, saw the the Ramjan, right? Holiday for everybody else, and for us it was a Memorial Day weekend, so it all worked out well. I think we will pick another long weekend like this, ma'am, like so that we can bring rest of our US friends to participate as well.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Some other time we go, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you
very much.
Okay, bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Rajendran sir. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you, Nagarajan sir. Thank you all.
Everybody stay there and
have a nice day.
Bye for everybody too. Thank you.
Good night.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, all. Thank you.
Thank you all.